fairly chuffed, I can tell you.
There are 11 puppies in this pack. It's one huge family. And that's one thing that sets wild dogs apart from most other predators, their very tight extended family bond. These large cooperative packs have a huge advantage when it comes to hunting, which gives them the highest strike rate of all large predators on the continent.
They, together with all the predators, are forced to come to more or less the same spot as a result of this drought. The honeypot, the focus of all life, is around the river and around the salt springs.
Simon spots one dog with a broken foot. It's amazing to see that it's in good health and keeping up with the pack. It's evidence of the benefits of teamwork. The camera team will keep tabs on the dogs over the final days of the dry season as the pack focus their hunting around the salt springs. But this is also where our lion pride is holding fort, so it could spell trouble.
Just a few hundred meters downstream is one of the salt springs lion pride, the female with the collar. And it was only a day or so ago that the entire pride was just upstream of here on a buffalo kill. So these dogs really are caught between a rock and a hard place because lions are their arch enemy.
For now, though, they're oblivious to the danger. You can often judge an animal's success by how much the youngsters play. And these guys play a lot, all the time increasing their agility and building their speed. What they haven't noticed is that one of the lionesses from the Salt Springs Pride has arrived on the scene and hidden in a thicket. She's keeping a close eye on the pack. But the dog's huge ears allow acute hearing, and the adult dog's attention is grabbed by an impala's alarm call. An antelope has spotted the lion. Straight away, one of the adults is on the case. The lioness presents a very real threat. She will kill a dog if she can catch one. One by one, the adults and the sub-adults try to distract her and draw her away from the pack. It gives the dog with the broken foot time to chaperone the puppies to safety. The lioness loses interest and leaves the spring.
There's the lioness. Oh, that's so exciting. And those two cubs are tiny still. They're probably about 6-7 weeks old. So wonderful.
The reserve is home to 40 lions living in 3 separate prides. The Koitagor pride is the largest, and they're all known by name. The oldest female is called Nabo. She has 2 5-year-old daughters. Now she's a grandmother, and the Koitagor pride has a 3rd generation. It's one of Nabo's daughters who has given birth to these young cubs.
These little guys are the grandchildren of the first lioness that I ever got to know here in Samburu, who's now a really old female, who's called Nabo, which means one in Samburu, because she used to have one black spot on her nose. Yeah, and I see, she's still very much an important presence in this pride and sticks around the central area of Samburu. In fact, she will definitely be having some contact with these cubs.
It's exactly what Saba had hoped for. The reserve's newest arrivals are just in time for high season.
This is absolutely wonderful because when our guests arrive, this is one of the best things that we can come out and show them. Oh, they're so sweet.
Oh, look. Over this way. It's a lioness.
Okay, the lioness has seen her. Look at Honey's body posture. The cubs are holding their ground, which is important. We don't want them to just sort of turn and blindly panic and just rush off over there. Okay, the lioness is coming forward. Look, the cubs are scattering. Okay, Honey's following up. You can feel the uncertainty in Honey. I mean, she keeps stopping, looking back. She wants to creep away, but at the same time, she must keep watching that lioness. She doesn't want to let her out of her sight. Okay, the lioness is running. She is stalking towards our cheetah family, as if she was stalking prey. Oh, those eyes look murderous. She can hear Honey making that growling, warning sound that she's telling her cubs. This is dangerous. Look, look, look. Honey's going towards her. Look at Honey. Look how brave she is. Look at her. She's prepared to confront that lioness. She is prepared to defend those cubs if she has to. She's saying to that lioness, normally I might run away, but when I've got cubs, don't push me. Look at her. Look at Honey. And the lioness is running. Look at that. Look at her. And see that? See the way she slapped the ground like that? Just saying to that lioness, get out of here. That was Honey saying, nobody is going to kill another of my cubs.
Elephants are in immediate danger. They must drink almost daily. Driven on by thirst, they march hundreds of miles across the parched plains. Relying on memory, the matriarchs lead their families to those special water holes that saved them in previous years. This one still has water, but they must share what remains with desperately thirsty animals of all kinds. These are tense times. The elephants dominate the waterhole, But as night falls, the balance of power will shift. Thirsty herds continue to arrive throughout the night. It's a cooler time to travel. In the darkness, the tables turn. The elephant's night vision is little better than our own. But lions have much more sensitive eyes. The cats are hungry, and the elephants seem to sense it. Lions don't usually hunt elephants, but desperate times require desperate measures. This herd contains calves, easier targets. But how to reach them? Encircle their young. It's an impenetrable wall of grey. A few exhausted stragglers are still arriving. One of them is alone. But it's too big for the lions to tackle. This one looks a little smaller. A solitary lion stands no chance, but the whole pride is here. There are 30 of them, and they're specialist elephant hunters. This elephant will feed the whole pride for at least a week. Elephants know these drinking holes are dangerous, but they have no choice. The dramas that play out here are a savage reminder of how important water is for all life on these plains.
As the heat of the day wanes, animals become more active. After sunset, there's a drop in temperature of about 10 degrees, and that's a cue for the night hunters to venture out in search of a meal. When the night filming crew arrived on the scene of the buffalo kill found earlier, the lion pride male had shown up. He's the only mature male in the group. He's about 7 years old and has been fitted with a radio collar by the Zambian carnivore program. He's a big cat, probably over 200 kilos. And one of his most important roles is to defend the pride and territory against competitors. Hyenas are top of the list when it comes to a lion's enemies. A large clan of hyena have been attracted by the scent of the buffalo kill. All the adult lions, including the females, do their best to keep these would-be thieves at bay. Here, the thermal cameras show one of the pride lionesses chasing off a lone hyena. Then suddenly, the pride male catches one of the hyenas off guard and stamps his authority in brutal fashion. With the breaking dawn, all but one of the hyenas has retreated, but even the injured individual won't give up.
Amazing dramas here. There's absolutely no love lost between these two eternal adversaries. And still, the hyena lives. And I'd love to be able to tell you that the reason for a lion attacking a hyena is simply to defend its meal. But you know what? Truth is, lions are pretty brutish, and they will try and grab and kill just about anything, whether it's a predator or otherwise. If it doesn't represent a meal, they just leave it. If it does, of course, they eat it. But in that way, in a pretty violent fashion, they absolutely are top of the tree when it comes to the predators out here. Beggars belief, doesn't it? How can an animal survive being suffocated effectively by a male lion and still be breathing? Not just breathing, but have the will to live that is so keen that it gets up and it goes. Only a hyena. Only a hyena. You may not think they're beautiful, but my goodness, you've got to respect them. You've got to.